Asia FinTech Festival that was held at the Kenya Monetary School of Studies earlier today. So first of all, Kenya Simbas reclaimed the Elgon Cup after going down to Uganda in the first leg. The boys came back this weekend and won it 16 points to 5. Man of the match was Jacob Oji. Jacob Oji has been also a key highlight for the team. His kicking game has really improved. First of all, after Darwin had his injury in the Kenya Cup, he has really stepped up into the kicking position, and he's proving himself as a versatile player, having also being player in the 7th setup, and also he's also playing now in the 15th setup. Traditionally he's only been playing 15th, and right now he's stepped up to playing also 7th, and during this last season he was also the captain of the Kenya 7th team. And if you look at also his impact in the game, also in the semis when they played Queens, his kicks were also contributed to the margin that KCB had over Queens in the semis, and he also helped them qualify, and also in the final against Cabras. So Jacob Oji is proving to be one of the key players. I think he has finally reached his maturity in both the long version of the game and the short version of the game. Key highlights also for this match in Uganda was also the new players who came into the team, in terms of Andrew Amonde, Curtis Lilako, also players also who had more experience in the team. You can see the changes that the coach brought into the team in terms of experience, brought about the new changes, and also the cool heads in terms of also our defense. We also had a solid defense against the Ugandans at home, which was also a stellar performance. And if you compare right now rugby in the region, Kenya rugby, you can't compare it to Uganda. Also, this is also, I think, also in terms of also competition, in terms of also how clubs are also investing into the sport. But still, Kenya rugby still needs to go. It still has a long way to go in terms of its pathway and development, in terms of also skill-wise, in terms of skills, building players, in terms of competing against the higher top-notch teams in terms of skills. If you look at the Kenya under 20 team, if I digress onto the under 20 team, in the first match we saw that we couldn't match let's say Uruguay in terms of skill and also let's say aggression, but skill was one of the key things that we missed. If you look at this weekend, Kenya playing against Brazil, we had a good margin into the second half, and I believe we could have even beaten the Brazilians compared if we also upped our defense. So the coach has also a lot to do in terms of also defense, but if you look at the cool heads and also the maturity in terms of also our number 10 as Colson brought onto the team, his kicking game was stellar and right up there at par with also what Jacob Oji also brought to the Simbas team. The Kicks dominated and won us the territory majority of the game. If you look at that game, we played the rugby game in the right areas of the pitch, which is something the coach needs. Paul Odera needs also to focus his team in the next match. We need to play in the right areas of the pitch as we prepare to face also teams like Canada. We need to play in the right areas of the pitch, secure our ball, and also defense. Defense is one of the things that we still also need to learn as a team. This young team has a long way, and it's considering it's still at its inception stage. The team still has a lot more potential to grow, and if we build this team in terms of also experience, if you look at what really distinguishes us from other teams, it's really in terms of experience. If you can build that team experience also onto the next World Cup qualifiers, and also just keep these players together and give them consistent training and consistent exposure to international matches, not just local matches, international high-class matches, we have a long way to go, and the team can really, this team can reach us to the next World Cup in France. But moving on, we also have the Bungoma Sevens this weekend. Kakamega rather will be in Kakamega this weekend. The tour starts, La Tour imeanza pale Kakamega, tour si tour. This is going to be a long 7th circuit, and for this one it still goes to the wire. Who are my top picks for this circuit? Obviously I'll still pick the Oilers. KCB are also a team to watch, considering the new signings. I don't know if the new signings will be eligible to play for the Sevens, but if you consider Johnson Olindi has moved also to KCB, so his impact, we are yet to see his impact if he'll play in the 7th setup. And also Levi Amunga, he can play wing, and he can also play at flyer position. So for 7th, I believe KCB has a bigger depth right now if you consider their new signings. Homeboys, considering they've won it, and they've had the most consistent players in the international 7th circuit, that is at the HSBC level. They have a bigger squad in terms of experience, and considering they have guys like Jeffrey Oloch, they have Agaligami, they have Oscar Ayodi, who has not played for the team for a while. They have also their big guys in the team. So like Joshua Chisanga, we are yet to see if he has made the move, but considering the experience in the 7th circuit last season, this season is also theirs to lose. Oilers are also one of the key teams to watch, having won the Meru Sevens. And you can also not put down Wanyore, having also just lost the Meru Sevens by a point, which was also a conversion. And under Munate Akwei, they also have bagged also players like Amos Obe. So it will be interesting to see this 7th circuit, what in terms of who's going to play at the top. Cabras are also a good team. You can never put them off, considering they have experienced players like Brian Tanga, Daniel Scooter. They also have big players who are coming from outside. So this Kakamega, they'll be playing at their home ground. So they'll be seeking also to prove to their fans in terms of after losing the Kenya Cup, they'll want to really retain this one. And also Western Bulls, they'll also have something to prove at home. And moving away from sport, the Afro Asia FinTech Festival was held today. at the Kenya Monetary School of Studies, where we had the president launching the festival. The festival brought about Asian companies, those in the financial technology space. 120 companies from Singapore were represented, and this event brings about guys in the financial sector who are looking at using